Welcome, Vilonia Eagle softball fans, to action in the Drew Melton tournament. Down here in Benton, Arkansas, you see Julie Johnson in the box, leadoff batter for the Eagles here in the top of the first inning. I think everything's good. I can't really see my computer screen to make sure, so if you guys have something you can't see very well out there, let me know. As you see Juju striking out, swinging there, so that's out one for the Eagles here in the top of the first inning. It's going to bring up number 10, Callie Erie, the shortstop, in the second position here at bat. So one out for the Eagles in the top of the first. Trying to get a roster or a lineup, rather, for the Panthers. Erie swings at the first pitch, even on her hands, pops it up to the first baseman. First baseman has it, so aggressive bit of hitting there by Erie, swinging at the first pitch. It breaks in on her hands, and she pops it up to down the first baseline. So I had actually asked Coach Sullivan to send me that lineup down, and he said he would, and I haven't seen it yet. So Talon Lawrence bats in the 3-hole. First pitch is up for a ball on her. She's going to bat in the 3-hole tonight. Gracie Kimbrell, the pitcher, is over there on deck. And I'm going to make some motions as you see Lawrence swing and foul it back for strike number 1. 1-1 count now on Talon. So 1-1 count on Lawrence, 2 outs in the top of the first for the Eagles. Change-up's going to miss outside for ball 2. 2-1 count now to Talon. Coach Sullivan was supposed to have one of the managers bring the Cabot lineup. Can you go in there? Oh, here they are, all right. Do y'all have Cabot's lineup?
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Pitcher stepping up here. Corey's trying to get a lineup right now. Corey, they hit the outside corner right there for a 2-2 count with 2 outs. You better be guarding it pretty close right here.
I wanted to get this pitcher's name. It's Ashlyn Spears. I didn't recognize her, so Ashlyn Spears pitching for the Panthers. Talon's going to pop that up out in left field. Wynn's got it. It's going up against the fence. It's going to get over to the left fielder for a base hit. Talon goes ahead and goes to second as the left fielder is unable to get the ball picked up. So scored a base hit for Talon, and then I would say moved up to second on the error, unable to get the ball picked up. So we'll take it. It's going to bring on Kenna Beatty, number 6, as the courtesy runner for Lawrence, the catcher.
Corey, I believe this pitcher right here has had a verbal commit to play at CBC this next year.
Okay. You know what? It just so happens I have the CBC coach's cell phone number, assistant. I'm going to text her and find out to be sure.
A little bit different weather conditions as well than the last time we was on the radio.
Oh, 100%. So I'm getting some texts that the live feed is skipping around. I don't see any indication here as to why that would be. Anybody there out watching it, let me know if it's smoothed out now, because everything we can see here on our screen shows good. Yep, our cell signal or our internet signal's good. Everything looks good on our end. Ball low to Kimbrell there, evens the count up at 1-1. You've got Beatty out there on second base, the courtesy runner for Talon Lawrence, who hit the single and moved up to second on an error. Foul ball there by Kimbrell down the first baseline. First baseman's unable to handle it. So ball and 2 strikes on her now. And Kobe, we're going to have to stay on top of something. I don't know what the pitcher's throwing right now that's causing us to get under the ball, but we're going to have to focus hard and stay on top of the pitch. That was going to miss up in the eyeballs of Kimbrell.
She is a seasoned pitcher. You know, she's pounding the zone inside, outside, moving the ball up, spinning it a little bit. Just a, right there, she worked it up as well. That's nearly a chest-high fastball coming out of her hand. Looks like it's right down the middle, but it's got a little bit of a rise to it as well. So, but we'll make an adjustment. Gracie's a great hitter right here. See what she can do.
That was an easy take. Ball in the dirt there, full count. You'd like to see Beatty with a bigger jump and maybe even try to take a base there. Catcher did do a great job of blocking it, so no problem with not. Kimbrell fouls that one off over the backstop. So staying alive here. Still, there's people saying it's still skipping. I'm going to pull this up on my phone real quick and see what I can see.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out in the pitch. Ball in the dirt. Great job by Gracie Kimbrell. Takes the base. We got runners on first and second with 2 outs. Up to bat is number 31, Sydney Johnson. All right.
Everybody watching at home, I'm going to take the stream down briefly and then go live again just to see if we grab a better connection, because everything on our end looks good, but I did pull it up on my phone. I can see what you're talking about. So we're going to go dead here for just a minute. Okay, so we just took the stream down and brought it back up. So any of you guys watching at home, send me some more feedback on if that took care of the skipping problem. Johnson fouls off the first pitch hard down the third baseline. She takes that pitch to even the count up at a 1-1 count on Johnson. 2 outs now, runners on first and second. That's going to be a little slow roller to the second baseman, and the throw is going to be just in time to get Sydney Johnson out for the third out of the inning. And no runs on 1 hit and one walk there for the Eagles in the top half of the first. So I do like the aggressiveness out of the batters. It's not like we were sitting back taking pitches and getting ourselves behind in the count before we decided to work our bats. So if anything, to me, that's a positive sign over the games that I've watched thus far, because I think a lot of times we were just kind of sitting back. There were a few girls who were aggressive in the box, but I know Callie, for instance, she wants to work a pitcher. And we talked some this week, and she's worked some since our last game of getting up there with a different mindset and really attacking, and that's what she did. Lawrence did the same thing, ultimately worked her at bat into a base hit. And Kimbrell also being, she's normally aggressive, did a great job of working her 1-2 count into a walk ultimately. So
a lot of times too, we had several, pop-ups, and you want to see middle or down. We've always talked about a pop-up or a fly ball. All you got to do is can a corn and catch it. A ground ball, they've got to get in front, they got to catch it, they got to throw it, and a first baseman's got to catch it. So 3 things can happen on that. That's kind of what you want to square one up, but we just got to stay on top of it. We are facing a good pitcher, and Kimbrell's on the mound, so we've got a good pitcher for us as well. So this sort of be an interesting game right here.
Absolutely. Leading off for the Panthers is going to be number 3, Riley Weddall. She's the designated player, batting for the right fielder, Skylar Reed, who is the flex. So it looks like she's going to dig in here on the left side. I expect to see her probably try to slap her way on here, or bunt, Kobe.
After looking at this lineup, Corey, last night we went to JV. We played Cabot JV in 9th, and they have a lot of young, freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. And I recognize a lot of these players that played last night. They have a lot of talent. They hit the ball well last night.
So ball 1 there in the dirt from Kimbrell. That curveball is going to catch the outside corner for a strike. Good pitch there, the old backdoor curve. I like calling that one to left-handed batters myself when I'm over there calling pitches. So 1-1 count to Weddall. That ball's got to miss up because I know it caught the corner there. So 2-1 count now. Kimbrell doesn't care much for that call. And as a pitcher, you're always going to want the corner stretched out a ball or two every time. And when I say the corner of the zone in every direction. That one's going to slice just inside the foul line down third base for a base hit for Spears. Moves up to second. And actually ultimately going to move up to third on kind of a slow play out there by the left fielder. So runner on third with no outs for the Panthers, and they're looking to strike very quickly here.
Wouldn't be surprised if they tried something right here with a slap or a bunt or just get this run across.
Leah Gerald, the batter, the second baseman. First pitch is going to miss up for ball 1. I agree with you there. Coach Cope, very aggressive. Kind of like Coach Early with Bentonville. He's not afraid to squeeze or slap or do whatever he's got to scratch a run. So that's going to be chopped down the first baseline. Only plays at first, and it's going to be called safe at first. Runner held at third. I was a little surprised by that as slowly as the Eagles played that ball.
Corey, I thought it bounced off her leg out of the batter's box. I really thought that ball, even if no matter who's batting, that looked like it bounced off her leg. So
it did take an awkward roll, 100%. I would have expected it to come off a little quicker if it didn't careen off of something. So the batter is going to be number 4, Grace Neal. She's the third baseman. Runners on the corners for the Panthers. Kimbrell misses the outside corner there for ball 1. Runner does not go from first. She holds. Eagles definitely trying to work the outside half of the zone here with runners in scoring position. But Kimbrell's going to need to bring it in just a little bit to catch enough of that corner for a strike. 2-0 count now on Neal. Strike one called on Grace Neal. 2-1 count now on her as the that looked like Gracie's signature pitch, the old crop.
It did.
That's her favorite one to throw, the curve drop. Good pitch there, curve on the outside corner, catches enough, evens the count up at 2-2 now, and Neal's going to have to get the bat off of her shoulder. Good bit of pitching there by Gracie to come back from a 2-0 count.
You know, Corey, a lot of times as well, it takes a pitcher a little bit to figure out what the ump's calling.
Sure.
You know, the other night we was out there, he had a wide outside, but he wouldn't call inside corner. So it's just going to figure out what he wants tonight.
Full count there on Neal on the throwaway pitch. So swings and hits that one off the glove of Sydney Johnson. 1 run's going to score. Error by the right fielder. 2 runs are going to score, and Neal is going to actually end up at third, if not more, as Jordan Alexander misplays the ball out there, and it gets past her, rolls nearly to the fence to allow both runs to score and Neal to get around to third. So what kind of plagued the Eagles in the meltdown against Morrilton is looking like it's creeping up on us again here, and that is the errors. Brings up number 14, Aubrey Lee. She plays first base for the Panthers. First pitch to her misses up and away for ball 1.
One thing on that, Corey, though, as well, is there was a dive for it, and she actually made contact, and it kind of put it a different spin and angle for Jordan out there as well. So,
right.
You know, it's a game of inches. And if it was 3 inches over, we've got that ball, we got an out, but that's just the way softball is. You just got to adjust to it and move on.
Called strike there on Lee to even it up at 1-1. That one's going to miss low for ball 2. So I don't know if nobody's watching at home or what. They gave up because of the technical difficulties, but anybody that's watching, shoot me a text, let me know if it's still skipping. Ground ball to Julie Johnson, the third baseman, goes right between her legs, so score another error for the Eagles. Neal's going to score on that, and obviously Lee is safe at first on the fielding error by Julie Johnson. So 3 errors here in the first inning by the Eagles has led to 3 runs, and not the start that Coach Sullivan wanted to have as he's out for the conference on the mound.
You know, Corey, if we're going to have this is the time of year to do it. As far as, you know, we played conference of the night. The second game we come out, we played strong, played well, put them away early, and, you know, we've got to be mentally ready when they say play ball to be engaged from the first pitch to the last pitch. It just seemed like we're, you know, just not that way right now, but it's just 3 runs. We've seen it happen. We can come back and score in bunches. So while we've got a timeout here as well, I want to give a shout-out to Lainey Wilson. Hit a first career home run last night.
Oh, that's great.
At Cabot, so she did a fantastic job. So congratulations to her.
All right, so folks at home are still saying that they're hearing some weird stuff. I'm going to check something else to see if we've got a hot mic somewhere that I didn't know that we had.
First pitch was up on that. Number 20 as far as the batter. Held off on it. 1 ball, no strike. Runner on first. And we've got no outs right now, Corey. Second pitch is up and away. Kind of falling behind right here. So we need to home down, get us a strike, put the ball in play. Let's turn double play on this one here. And the pitch. Base hit. That was going to make it to the fence there. Faith Johnson gets to it quick. Runner's going to hold at second and third with a stand-up double. Pitch right there caught a little bit too much to the middle of the plate. It goes back to a foot here, a foot there. Sydney's got that one, but that's just the way it goes. So going to have to really bear down right here. Gracie's going to have to hit some corners. Defense going to have to step up. Going to get us some outs. First pitch. Great pitch on the outside corner, strike 1. Curveball just missed on the outside right there. Good pitch. Couldn't get her to chase on it. 1-1, still no outs. That was a fly ball against the fence there. It's going to be a stand-up double. 2 runs is going to score on that there. Need to get that first out here. Tough start tonight, Corey.
Yeah, definitely a tough start. The three errors kind of set the tone, and now a couple of solid base hits by the Panthers. And I mean, it's not that I don't have any faith at all in the Eagles. I mean, we're going to score some runs before this is over with, but not the start that you wanted to see here at the outset of the ball game. Batter's number 5, Caitlin Campbell. She is the left fielder. That previous hit was the pitcher, Ashlyn Spears. Shows bunt, foul ball off of the catcher's mitt. So 0-2 count now to Campbell. Good start by Kimbrell, but as you said, we need to record the first out. It's the big one.
You know, of course, she's not wild. You know, she's not walked anybody. She's not went 3-2 or anything. She's around the plate. It's just hard to get out of an inning, give away outs like she has. But she's doing a good job. She's battling hard. Strike 3 right there on the outside.
So
swing and miss.
That's the big one. So as a former pitcher, tell me. And I mean, I have an idea, but I didn't pitch near as much or near as long as you did in your career. Tell me how that feels when you're out there on the mound and you maybe don't have your absolute best stuff, but you feel like your stuff's good enough, and then the fielders behind you aren't holding up their end of the bargain. What does that do to your psyche? How does that make you feel as a pitcher? You see the first foul there over the backstop by Jordan Poteet.
One thing you got to look at, it's not on purpose. And, you know, when I pitched, I made mistakes on the mound. I made mistakes in the field while playing. And when Paige pitches, one thing we tried to teach her was it's never on purpose. It's not lack of effort. It's just sometimes things happen. And
right.
Sometimes you walk over to them and pat them on the back and say, hey, let's go. You know, it's just part of it. So you just got to be mentally tough and move on. They're not trying to make errors.
I agree 100%. So you see ball 1 missed up for Kimbrell, and then that ball missed kind of wide right. He had a passed ball there, let the runner move over to third. So go from 0-1 to 2-1 quickly here on the batter, Poteet. Ball 3 misses down and in. And that's why they call it an error. Nobody goes out there planning to make errors. It's kind of like a car accident. You didn't set out to drive into somebody else's car that day. It just kind of happened. Kimbrell comes back and throws one close enough for Poteet to swing at, foul it straight back.
You know, Corey, you also look at the major league. You got guys making $50 million in the contract. Sometimes they can't throw. Sometimes they make errors. Sometimes they go 0 for 4. You know, that's just part of the game.
Sure thing. So guys at home trying to watch, I know that the signal is not the best. Ball 4 up in the eyeballs of Poteet there. She gets the free pass. So runners on the corners with 1 out. Coach Cope's going to call for a courtesy runner here. When this inning ends before the next inning starts, I'm going to kill the whole broadcast and rebuild it and hopefully get a better signal. I don't know if the wind is playing on our mics. I mean, we have wind shields on our mics. That shouldn't be it. If it was just that, it wouldn't be the video jumping around too. It sounded like you guys were saying the video was jumping around. So I'll kill this broadcast all the way off and rebuild it and go live again as quickly as I can. So we might miss just a little bit of the top of the second, but we will try to reset it so there's a better quality broadcast for everybody trying to watch at home.
Cool.
So
for this batter right here, she played last night and pitched, did a good job. She actually hit 2 home runs last night.
Wow.
She had a really good night, junior varsity.
Courtesy runner is 00 Kristen Jones. The batter is number 31, Lane Smith. Number 31 playing position 31. I don't know what position that is, but that's sure what Coach Cope wrote on the lineup card.
That may be a new one for us, position 31.
We need to watch and find out. Ball 1 misses outside.
Maybe like a rover.
Yeah, could be. It's another ball up and away there from Kimbrell.
You know, a lot of times when you have a long inning, it starts to wear on you mentally. You know, with her, you know, she has had some hits, but also had some errors. You just have to push through it.
That one's going to catch basically the heart of the plate. Smith was taken all the way. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Smith. It's fouled straight back into the backstop. 2-2 now. And, you know, Kobe, I don't know if it's the pitch call or if it's just what's happened, but it seems like every time we get a 2-2 count, we throw a pitch away here. I'm going to watch the signal from Watching the signal from Coach Morris there. Definitely trying to work the outside. That was going to be a dribbler to Sydney Johnson, over to Marley Hinesley, out 2, but not before another run scores. And it's actually 6-0. I need to adjust that on the screen for you guys if I can see it here. So 6-0, the Panthers lead the Eagles, but there are 2 outs now.
Got 2 outs.
Brings up the lead off, Riley Weddall. Foul ball out of play down the left field line. Strike 1. That one's going to miss down and away. Squirts away from the catcher, Lawrence. So the runner moves up on the passed ball. Count evens up at a ball and a strike now on Weddall. That one's on the outside corner, fouled off, and Coach Cope is 1 for 1 tonight.
That was some good effort right there. You know, he had good form, backhanded it, looked like.
You know anybody that would want to, like, operate the camera, keep it on the play?
Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Great pitch by Gracie Kimbrell. Finally got out of this inning right here, Corey. 6-0. Not the way you wanted to start, but there's a lot of ball game left, and I believe we're going to come back.
Absolutely. I'm going to kill the broadcast completely and start a whole new stream. So just bear with me. We're going to miss just a little bit of this inning, but I'm going to try to get you a better quality product going out. 6-0, Panthers lead the Eagles going to the top of the second. We'll be back in a minute.